Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for. That's right. Game number 3 of this best of 3. We've got a LOL random my ass. Oh wait. Fish has actually been playing random this whole time, and he's been getting Protoss every time. That actually makes a lot of sense why he's so reluctant to, whoops. Did that wrong. Why he's so reluctant to move outside of one base. He's not necessarily comfortable with Protoss, I guess. Not necessarily his best race, but it is nice because we do get a Bo3 PvT. But I mean, judging by that, I'm guessing that it's that he plays random. So that would also explain why DrBoidzerg doesn't necessarily know his opponent's playstyle, because if you play against somebody who's random, then they aren't necessarily going to be having the same build every game. You get it? But we're getting a Forge now. He's going to go for a cannon rush. Fish. No. This best of 3 going to climax to a game 3 where we see a pretty all or nothing strategy here. He's going to go for the cannon rush. Now, if DrBoidzerg was paying attention, he saw this probe come over here. And he's going to do the multiple angle cannon rush. Oh, no. Is he just trying to pretend like that's a regular scouting probe? But then that tipped off DrBoidzerg. That's a weird angle to come to my base from the top right of my base. He's pulling all his SCVs, though. He's not messing around with cannon rushes. Well, I think he scouted the Forge, too. I think that's probably actually what prompted him to run all around the map. Oh, no. Cannon's going down in the base. He thinks that he's got the 2 pylons that are warping in, but really there's already cannons on the way, pulling more and more SCVs. Oh, he's going to come down here. Come down here. You can still stop this cannon. Another pylon going down in the main base. We've now got 3 pylons next to his base. He cancels one of them. And a Marine now out. It should be able to chase down this probe. This cannon rush might get shut down after all. And there we go. He should be able to focus this down really, really quickly. Throwing down a second cannon, but it's just not going to finish in time. Throwing down more and more cannons. Now got 2 cannons for the Terran player to focus down. 3 cannons. This probe's still alive somehow. He's going to come up here and try to place a cannon, but the SCV blocks it. Another cannon goes down, and the probe looks like it will fall, but no, it stays alive just a little bit longer. No more Marines being produced by the Terran player. He's just too busy microing around these SCVs, trying to stop these from coming up. The pylon does fall. The probe falls. These cannons will fall. Also, it looks like this cannon going to get close. He does cancel all of the cannons. Oh, he even gets that last one at the last second. So, shoot. So it looks like Fish now going to go back. He's going to expand behind this. He's going to set up a cannon defense here. He's confident that he at least distracted his opponent long enough, and we do see the worker count is pretty even because DrBoidzerg was kind of freaking out a little bit. He kind of skipped on. He wasn't producing anything for a long time there. The big key when you're getting cannon rush, keep up your advantages. So keep producing SCVs. If you have to put a bunker down, put a bunker down. But keep making units, keep teching, keep building SCVs while you're holding it off. And I know it's easier said than done kind of situation, but really there's a commitment that people are making to putting cannons in your base, and their advantage is that they've got proxy buildings in your base. Your advantage has to be that you have better tech so that when you do hold this off, you can counterattack and end the game. You should be able to punish them immediately for a cannon rush. But we see that DrBoidzerg not able to do this because he only had 1 Marine out. 1 Marine going to get shut down by this 1 cannon. But you can either choose to go for a tech where you're dropping, or like, let's say you followed up with, you counterattack with Banshees. It's going to be really, really hard for Fish to be able to stop without committing a lot more money to static defense. He could also just go for a huge bio push and just overwhelm his opponent, which again, not going to be easy for Fish to stop because his tech is so far behind. He's going to have to hold it with only Zealots. This Reaper going to see what he can do, but that's not going to be able to do much going to straight up the ramp there. He should be able to jump in the back, though, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to try to jump in the back here. But there's a cannon here guarding his main base, too. And I think this is one of the mistakes that you can make, too, is when you try to go, you've been cannon rush, so then you try to transfer into like a standard play, but it's way later than your standard play normally is. And that probe finishing off that Reaper. Boss probe, 1 kill. That guy's got to have bragging rights when they go to the cafeteria. Or the DFAC, the dining facility. And DrBoidzerg seeing the cannons that have been put up, so he's going to start trying to mass expand. So he's taking his gold base, he's going to take this natural and his main. Which honestly, I don't think that Fish has committed that much into this static D. That I think DrBoidzerg could probably get away with this, but I don't think that he should commit too much more to just trying to max out his econ. We do see Stim coming on the way, so he is taking up a little bit here. We're going to get an engineering bay up, try to get some upgrades, try to get some missile turrets to stop those pesky oracles, and a popular follow-up to the cannon rush is the Dark Templar, so it's a good thing to get missile turrets up. Proxy pylon coming up. Fish already getting ready to do that second wave of aggression here, and it looks like he's going to go for +1. If you have the Forge, why not? But he's not chronoing it out, so it's going to be a minute before that +1 is finished. We've only got a couple of zealots here in the main base of his the Protoss base, I guess is. I don't know where I was going with that. But this probe, oh, Fish, you're such a jerk. And he's going to get that pylon down there. And did we have a Mothership Core moving across the map? No, Mothership Core is in the natural, so he's just doing that to psych his opponent out, I guess. But it gets canceled. A little bit of a waste of money there, but it does kind of freak out Boidzerg, I'd imagine. Scan going down to see what his opponent's doing. He's going to see the Forge is researching. Not a lot to see, though, because there's not really a lot going on with Fish right here. It looks like he's going to try to catch up economically. Got 2 probes producing at a time, and he's keeping up at least with workers. But his income is going to be a lot lower in minerals, at least shortly here, because we do have SCVs on the gold base, as well as in his natural here. So income should start skyrocketing for Boidzerg, and then as long as he's spending his money really well, this should be an easy victory for game number 3. Coming up here, we've got more gateways. We've got a Twilight Council, so probably going to see Charge, I'd imagine. Maybe some Charge Lot Archon, but also knowing Fish, we'll probably see some DT drops because, well, maybe not drops because we don't have a robotics facility, but definitely DTs because that's the kind of person that Fish is. Dirty, dirty Protoss. What's cool too is these guys are on a team, which generally means you have to be a little bit less BME and trolly. Like when you get killed by DTs, then a lot of times people get like all salty, especially like playing against somebody like Fish, who's just had kind of like a different cheeky strategy every game so far. But when it's on your team, you know, with a team, you're supposed to be able to like work together. So if he's losing to these strategies from Fish, afterwards, since they're on a team, he can be like, hey, what did I do? What was it that you were able to do to beat me? Why did you see this opening? You know, what have other players done to hold this off? And you can kind of have that dialogue, which is nice. The other player's not necessarily out there to kill you. You guys are there to improve together. I did have one experience, though, one of the teams that I was on. I was playing some dirty Protoss styles. I didn't used to, in Heart of the Swarm, because Swarm hosts are, like, or were at least the most ridiculous unit ever introduced to any RTS ever. I would just have some really crisp timings versus Zerg. So there was, like, I'd have, my go-to build was a Nanny was Charge Lot Immortal push, or no, +1 Zealot Immortal push, and it would just like hit at this time where you're just overwhelmed with tons of Zealots and a couple of Immortals to like back it up. And this guy, it was supposed to be 2 sets of best of 3 because I was in the losers bracket, and he lost or maybe 2 sets of best of 5s even, because he lost the first game to that, lost the second game to that. So then he just like decided to blind counter it and do this Baneling bust. But that game I decided to go for the only other pro to PvZ build I knew. So I made, it was like this Void Ray expand build. Like you go for this quick 3-gate Void Ray push. And it was just designed to shut down the Zerg's third, but it also apparently held off this Baneling bust really, really well. So the guy just freaked out. I took screenshots. It was like 2 pages worth of this guy just like being super salty about how Protoss is, how I'm an awful player and all this stuff. And it was just like, it's kind of surprising. I left that team because like they were like totally okay with that. And that's like, when you're on a team, that's not how you act. I'm kind of interested, though, in this Guns and Roaches team. Pretty sick name. We got +2 weapons on the way. These Blink Stalkers coming up here. And he does blink into the base here. A couple of Marines in place, but they're going to get picked off really, really quickly by Stalkers and the rest of the army moving up here to try to defend this. We've got Marauders in the mix, stimming up. A little bit of a misclick there. Going to send a couple of these Terran units away. Nice control there. Taking out, doing quite well. He really can't stand toe-to-toe with this bio army, but keeping his opponent split up is a nice way to go about it. This bunker going to get taken out by a couple more Stalkers up here. The army moving the entire force back here to deal with this. Meanwhile, more Blink Stalkers focusing down the reactor. Nice choice for the tech to snipe down. And he's going to focus down another reactor. And this is really the big downside using F2 to control your army. You can't split them up easily. If you're using control groups, you can easily just say, okay, this is control 1, you guys just stay here, and you can send your 1 to deal with the front assault, but not possible when you use select all army. Nice little pick off there from Boidzerg. And his other base has gone unscouted. This base has gone unscouted. DrBoidzerg, you crazy economic mofo. We've got a Raven coming out here. He's going to try to snipe this observer, which will put an end to this blinking into the base. So this is very important that he gets this out really, really quickly. It looks like he's going to go for a drop at the same time. And here comes a big push into the front of the base. A couple of stalkers leading the push, and there's nothing here to stop them. Got a missile turret there, but that's not going to do much. And to blink into the main at the same time. He's going to start focusing down supply depots. And he's going to move in here and start trying to kill some SCVs now. And the Terran army stimming down there to finish off this. And then he's going to run back up into the main and try to finish this off, pulling the SCVs out of the mineral line there. Already did quite a bit of damage, though. 8 workers killed. And the Stalker's going to get a free medevac here. Nice pickup there. And the Raven really can't get picked off here. He really needs this to spot the Observer. And the Raven falls. That means that there is going to be no check to this Observer yet. So this aggression should be shut down by this point, but it's not because he was still using F2A. I can't just unbind this from your keyboards if you use it. It's not a good thing to use. Use control groups. Every time you build units, add them to control group number 1 if you want to do that. But then that prevents you from putting these big expensive units out there in the front. And here come the DTs. The missile turret has been taken out. Oh no, and I think DrBoidzerg saw it but didn't have anything to deal with it. These DTs are just going to go toe-to-toe with these Marines. That's so painful to watch. And he does take out that Dark Templar. This other one up here is in range of this missile turret, I guess. OP range there. Next scan going down to try to see the Observer, but there's no Observer there. And he did waste the scan, so now this DT is just going to do whatever it wants. Oh, it's coming down here into the natural. There's no checks for it. The good thing for DrBoidzerg is, though, that he does have quite a few other bases mining right now. So if he just doesn't freak out about this, he should be fine. Scan going down there so that his SCVs can finish this off. Okay, there was a Marine here, too. He's just too paranoid about this Blink Stalker thing. So these Dark Templar are just going to keep doing more and more damage. More Zealots warping in here. So I guess he did decide that the DTs weren't doing the damage that they should have been doing. And in this situation also, it's not a bad idea to use your DTs to make Archons. I know it's a little bit more costly than using Templar, but if you already have the DT tech up and you just need a couple of Archons for that splash damage, it's not a bad idea. Oh, is he going to blink and get this dropship or medevac? No, the medevac does boost out of there, and he's trying to boost around so that he can take out this this proxy pylon, it looks like, but more DTs morphing in here. Warping in. The Archons morph in. Oh, and this Raven gonna get picked off once again. No, you gotta keep that Raven alive for the DTs. Oh, it does barely stay alive. Get some SCVs over to repair this. No, he did F2A again. Oh my gosh. DrBoidzerg, you're killing me here. Get some scans down, please. Scan down, please. This DT doing so much work. They've killed so much, so many units, so many workers. There goes the scan, and these DTs should get picked off very, very quickly. Backing him up. Nice little micro there from DrBoidzerg. And he's going to finish off the rest of this Protoss army. What does Protoss have to follow this up? He feels like he's destroyed the economy of his opponent. But he just hasn't scouted this gold base, and he hasn't scouted this other base down here in the corner down here at all yet either. So he's been doing a great job with these DTs, but he just hasn't been able to scout. If he would have known that these bases were here, he could have cleaned those up easily. Just even sending 1 or 2 Dark Templar down there would have put an end to both of those bases, but he just doesn't know they're there. Are these DTs going to attack? No, they're going to move through. He's just going to try to keep gimping the economy, but he needs something at home to defend. He's going to need something at home to defend. There he goes. Blowing a scan, that's a good thing to do too. So if you use DTs for defense, then forcing him to scan in the middle of the map is a good idea also. There's no Raven with us. More and more DTs warping in here. Is he going to put those into Archons? I actually think that the DTs are a better choice right now. He's scanned, so he blew another scan to see if that base was there when he could have just moved his units up there. Photon overcharge coming down. A lot of DT is going to do a lot of work. Even if there was a scan, it's a little bit late. Where did he scan? He scanned, oh, in his main to try to take care of these DTs. They're already in, oh man, and these DTs going to take out these pylons here. He doesn't have any more scans. Don't throw these away. Oh no, DrBoidzerg, what are you doing? Oh my gosh, he's just sacrificing these because he's freaking out because he doesn't know how to handle DTs. There go the scans, but he doesn't even have enough units to kill these yet. Just load up into your medevacs and go home, man. Just go home. You don't need to die here. You're still ahead. Oh no. Finally cleaning up those DTs in his natural. Look at all this money too. Like DrBoidzerg just needs more production facilities. He doesn't even have to worry about his income. He's freaking out so bad about it. But really he just needs an army. His income's not his biggest worry right now. But he's still, oh, this DT. Just get more Ravens, dude. Oh my goodness. He is getting his +2 weapons. Try to fend this off. Look at all these DTs. Run. Run for your life. Oh, man, he needs, like, bunkers and stuff, because even with scans, even if he could see these DTs, I don't think he could take them out. Nice blink forward there. And there goes the scan. He's going to try to kite these back as best he can, but there's just not enough. There's so many DTs. Fish overrunning DrBoidzerg. And if I don't see some salt after this, then I have the utmost respect for DrBoidzerg here, because that's just, this is so frustrating. And I used to have, in Heart of the Swarm, I had a PvT, PvT strategy, which was basically relied on Dark Templars. And I felt dirty doing it. So this has got to be no fun to deal with, even an Immortal in the mix here. DrBoidzerg just going to have to rely on these buildings if he remembers that he has them. He can still win this. He still has a better economy, but he's just freaking out about this. He's getting shut down by a single unit, basically. This DT just, best tech choice ever. He's going to actually go for +3 weapons for his 0 Marines. I don't know. I don't think the SCVs, did they actually get now? I didn't think they did, but I had to make sure. He's going to keep trying to trickle units in here. Stop it. Just build up a force in your hidden base. See, because what's going to happen here? If he wasn't trickling these units in, what he does, he builds up a huge army over here. Meanwhile, Fish is thinking that he won and that DrBoidzerg is just being salty. He's going to, like, lift off a building and, oh, really, you're going to force me to do that? So he's going to try, like, hunt him down, chase him around, thinking that DrBoidzerg is just prolonging the game. When in reality, you're building up a new army, so you can really take your opponent by surprise in these lower leagues when this kind of stuff happens. But DrBoidzerg, not really. Oh, don't land this right next to the Immortal. He does. I don't know. Did he see that though? I don't think Fish didn't actually see that land there. Oh, and there go the barracks. Just gonna keep flying around. Just keep him busy while you build up an army. Just keep building up an army. Building up an army. There we go. Building more and more buildings down here. I'm telling you, DrBoidzerg can still win this. If Fish doesn't play this properly, he's going to take a gold base of his own. And, uh-oh, Zealots found this base. Planetary Fortress, though. You can kill these Zealots. Lift these buildings up. Get them over here. Nice job, Planetary Fortress. Repping the T. Run. There we go. Repair SCVs, do your job. There goes repairing the barracks. Needs to repair the Planetary Fortress as well, though. Good idea getting these missile turrets down so the Dark Templar can't just march in here and kill this Planetary Fortress. Here comes the army of DTs. If the Planetary Fortress can beat DTs, it can do it. I'm telling you, DrBoidzerg can bring this back right now. Lands the barracks way over there again, though, so the barracks will get taken out. And look at that. Fish knows he can't mess with this Planetary Fortress. He's keeping his distance. These Marines, at least trigger the shield, Marines. And he's going to try to chase down some of these Dark Templar with a few Marines. Not really the unit that you want. 4 Marines versus a whole bunch of Dark Templar, not going to be your best engagement. But there we go. The Marines versus the Immortal is what you want to see there. Nice, nice, nice. Can he finish it off? Heal! Oh, so close. Meanwhile, though, just keep this army secret. Don't rally it down here. Ooh, DrBoidzerg. DrBoidzerg's damage control, his panic mode isn't very good, I will say. And there we go. Planetary Fortress getting a little bit more work done. 7 kills. Big shot there. Nice splash damage. There we go. Yeah, repair it. Oh, a little bit too late, though. Good idea, though. There we go, and this should finish them off. DTs are vanquished. DrBoidzerg, the hero. Just massing the Marines. Get your tech back on track. Rebuild this. And if you rebuild the supply depots too, nice thing to do versus Protoss, you build the supply depots in a wall around your Planetary Fortress, so then you can raise those, and then the Zealots can't even get in there and help DPS it down. Zealots, or in this case, Dark Templar too, strangely enough. He's going to lower that. Maybe the Immortal will leave it alone. And Fish here, mining from his gold base, taking a look at the income tab. We do see that Terran is still grossly ahead in this category. Well, I guess not grossly after those mules died, but still ahead nonetheless. Oh no, is that he pulled SCVs to go fight Immortals. DrBoidzerg. I'm face palming so hard right now. You can't see it, but this is hurting me in my face to watch this. DrBoidzerg has had so many opportunities to kill here, but he just doesn't know what to do in this strange situation. He is going to pull back. Good choice. He's lost pretty much every SCV. So he's going to need more to repair this planetary fortress. Just keep mining. Don't ever... Oh, Void Ray's out. Alright, the Void Rays, I think, will end this game here because there's no more missile turrets. The Marines have all been picked off. But here comes the infantry. And they still have stim, so he can stim over here and kill these Void Rays really, really quickly. Nice repairs coming down from the SCVs. Getting under these Void Rays. Nice, nice, nice. Picking those off really, really quickly. Nice focus fire here. Killing those off, and he's going to finish off the Immortals as well. And there he goes. Going to focus down this last Immortal. And it's getting dangerously low. Will it go down? Marine's chasing it as best he can, and the Immortal running for his life. He's down to 15 health. Okay. Not able to get it. The Immortal will live. Don't go over here. Don't press your luck. Just go home. Have an army. It's so painful when players are behind and they feel like they have to make something happen, so they send these small little groups of units out. It's not how you play it. Not how you play it. Boost up. Go over into the main or something. Pick him up. Pick him up. Stemming there. He's going to try to get a concave. Nope, he's not. He's just going to go back home. And Fish now moving up in here. These guys are just dragging this game out. Fish not producing anything right now. A Colossus. Which, with the range, that will actually legitimately end the game, I'm pretty sure, because it'll be able to stay out of range of the planetary fortress. The Zealots rushing in here, getting a nice round with their charge. Moving back to the safety of the planetary fortress, going to stay alive a little bit longer. I think Fish really needs to just scout the map, man. He doesn't know about either of these gold bases being mined. Neither player knows that they have a factory back here where he could be producing some better units. Why does DrBoidzerg do this? Look at his money. He's got so much money, and he's going to try to get more economy when he just needs more units. Make more stuff. Don't make more workers, because that just makes the game longer. Because Fish is bad at scouting, so he's never going to find this base. Taking 3 more bases. Spend your money on units. I don't know what DrBoidzerg's long-term goal is here. He's just going to mine out the entire map and then try to win with a couple of Marines, and they'll be like, haha, I already mined out the map. You can't take any more bases. Loading up. Going to do a drop, perhaps. And nope, unloading them. It'd be nice if he repaired these medevacs, too, because he's going to need them to stay alive in this coming battle. We don't have the Colossus range, though, so we've got a range of 9 there. Oh, wait, I guess he did research it. So he's going to be able to stay out of range. It's all highlighted yellow, so I think that means it's been upgraded. Ruh-roh. Stim and kill it. Nope, he's going to run back off there. Ooh, dealing so much damage to the Marines, because I don't think they have any armor upgrades, just weapon upgrades. Stim and kill it. There you go. There's the stim. He's going to focus it, focus it, focus it. Oh, he doesn't have concussive shells yet, so that... Oh, and there we go. All the units rushing into the planetary fortress, able to give some support. And I don't know. I think he can take this. Oh, there we go. Remember that he had the factory. Good on you, mate. Oh, it's because the Zealot started attacking it. Oh, this is an orbital. So, oh yeah, because it's the orbital from earlier. So all these SCVs will die. Good on them, though, trying to kill off these Zealots. I wonder if Fish heard me, and that's why he's running around the map now scouting these bases. Look at that, though. Why do you have command centers everywhere? Just to build units. There we go, trying to kite them into the Widow Mine. And there he does finish off the Immortal there, finishing off the Stalker as well. Nice micro back with that one Marine there to keep it alive. And it does keep the Colossus alive, though. So forced retreat for the time being, but really it's just buying a little bit more time. And DrBoidzerg has to come up with a strategy here. He does have a nice... Oh, so he didn't even remember that he had this factory up here. He just built a new one. So it is a good choice to go for a lot of Marauders. Nice plan there, but he spent so much money on these expansions that are never going to turn into anything, so that he's really low on money now. And he's not even really mining here. This base is going to get taken out by a single Zealot eventually. And he's going to move out with his small little hit squad here. So he's going to scan and see the vulnerable stalker, which really, he probably should have used some mules instead of scanning at this point, because he's Poe. Oh man, these zealots. It's crazy. You see how much damage a small group of zealots gets done when you just send out hit squads all over the place? Because Fish was like, where are you getting all this money and all these units? Disruptors too. Fish is just having a good time here, picking out whatever units he wants to go for. Still has nothing that shoots air, so luckily for those medevacs with your F2A, we'll just call him Dr. F2A, because that's what he does. F2 is such a bad... I don't know why they introduced that into the game. It's destroyed so many people. Oh, and he's trying to focus on the Colossus, but he's not able to get close enough, and these charge lots doing tons of damage, and this has... oh man, that disruptor shot. And there's the good game. Finally over. I don't know. DrBoidzerg just should have focused a little bit more on getting a force back up. When you're in a bad spot, like where the Protoss player has picked apart your main and your natural, but you do have other bases still alive, you just want to turn those into your new main and just focus. Not, I don't know, like he was just trickling units in. Just sacrifice what you have to sacrifice, and you can take care of it. But that means that Fish is going to take home this best of 3. I don't think this was the grand finals or anything, but it does mean that Fish is that much closer to getting pizza. DrBoidzerg, unfortunately, is knocked out of the tournament at this point, so no pizza for him, but hey, hopefully pizza for Fish. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you, Fish, for submitting all these replays. So you've got quite a few replays to go over of yourself. And yeah, thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys next time.